Okay, there's going to be a lot. I'm not really editing this well at all. I just wanted to put some of my art on the screen. I've made a lot of art, and I've done a lot of stuff in the last 2 years. Nice. I'm going all over this. I'm going over this for myself. I want to learn what to do better. I have a lot to talk about. But I also wanted to show that I've done a lot. And I just wanted to show myself, I guess, like, hey, dude, you've done so much, for better or for worse. Um, Let me start by saying I went to college. I've transferred college. I've switched majors. I tried a bunch of different clubs. I've done intramural basketball, intramural flag football. I played basketball all the time at my university gym, 3 times a week. I've been skateboarding. Um, I've gone to beaches, arcades, zoos. I made pancakes. I made different types of foods. I'm like actually learning how to like provide for myself. Working on getting an apartment. I've had a job. I've helped kids in my job. I tried crocheting. I tried rugby. I did club rugby. I know how to ollie. I tried streaming. I've tried painting. I've tried drawing on shirts. I've tried drawing on walls. I've tried drawing on a lot of shit. I've tried writing poetry. I submitted a short story to something, to like a college thing. Um, Let me think. I tried working at a grocery store. I quit a job in 2 weeks. Um, here's a good one. I've drawn in over 14 notebooks, and like that means like completed in my mind, like fully, like most pages. There's a couple where it's not, but like at least 10 where it's like most pages. That's just in the last 2 years. I've wrote about myself and my personal life, essentially a diary, in two whole books, like physically in the last 2 years, and then kept it going in docs, which are over 350 pages of docs. I've also kept a lot of videos and voice recordings in the last couple of years too. I've written hundreds of pages of poems and stories and lyrics. That's aside from the about myself and my personal life. I've written a bunch like that. I think that one's at like 200 something pages. I've made a bunch of songs, but I've published about 40 songs. To be fair, probably seven of those, no, like maybe 10 I'm proud of. Like I would show to somebody. Um, I've sent in two submissions to PSA. I'm working on my third. Um, what else? I don't say this to flex, like, oh, I do so much, because that shit, like when I see other people do it, it stresses me out. Both from like oh, I should be doing more, but also like how am I going to consume your art? I just want to show the beautiful art. I don't want the process. I don't want like unless it's like those cool like things. I don't want like those documentaries. I don't want the whole process of like, oh, this is like I'm pumping out so much stuff. It's like that takes out the heart of it too. If you're like, oh, I did this thing a day. It's like, okay, so it doesn't mean anything to you. There's a nuance to that, but that's kind of the thought. What else? Yeah, I've drawn a lot. I've put. Oh, I've made an Instagram. I've made a bunch of social media. I've sold a bunch of my baseball card collection, which I'm proud of. I've organized a lot. I've learned how to take care of myself physically. And something else that I'm very proud of is I'm very proud of the fact that I've gotten some type of routine down right now where it's not based on discipline or like, oh, you have to do this, and when it is, it's like light. Just because my mentality now, because I've done that discipline shit, but my mentality now is very like, I'd rather put a bunch of energy into something that I like and just want to do, because you will get more, that you will always have more like desire energy than I should do this energy. It's so much more sustainable. Um, yeah, so I've tried flipping sports cards. I've met new people. I've ended friendships. I've made new friendships. I dated a girl. That was kind of cool. Um, I've dated two girls now. Let me think. Let me think. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've come back from those mistakes. I've grown from those mistakes. I will say this: I think I'm a 10 times more like real, genuine, down to earth person than I was 2 years ago, than I was 4 years ago. Um, as far as like mentality going into being 20, because I'm almost 20, as far as mentality goes into being an adult, or like what we can even say, whatever milestone you want to use, like as far as going into living by myself, we'll say, or going into my first career, whatever. Um, I'm pretty, I'm solid with this. Last year I would not have been at all. Last year I was so unstable, but this year I like at this point I feel solid about it. I still got some stuff I want to kind of like. I think now what I want to keep doing is kind of finding some stability and like calming down. I think I'll grow a lot from just like chilling out as per usual. But yeah, um, let me get on to some of the things I've done a lot. I'm very proud of that. Here's why that's kind of a problem. It's not, a lot of the art was not intentional. Like there wasn't thought behind it. A lot of it was just doodles. I don't mean to discourage doodlers or doodling, but a lot of it is doodling, and you don't get, a lot of the times you aren't saying something. So what I want to work on is being a lot more intentional and practicing like technicality, like actually getting into the work part of drawing. Um, in art in general, in music, because I've made music. I want to get into how do chords work, how does this work, how would I want to make a sound that sounds like this, where are the right plugins, instead of just always being like, well, let me make something that sounds like me. Sometimes that's the easy route. Sometimes you gotta do, it's good for you to learn how to sound like somebody else, because that's more adding more to your language repertoire. Um, I'm glad that I didn't do this earlier and force myself to, because now I'm at a point where I want to do it intentionally. Again, that desire energy is going to get me a lot farther than the obligation energy. So I'm at a point where I want to. With my music, I want to try Cakewalk or FL Studio. I've been using BandLabs. It's really cool for our unique sounds, but like I need something with higher production value. Um, oh, this is cool. I want to do more music videos. I've done a couple and they're like lazy, literally like screen recordings, but I think it like captures the time and the vibe, so I'm cool with them. Um, I want to come out with like some actual well produced time, put in edited like videos if I want to, voice crack if I want to. Um, okay, more emphasis on low anxiety life, but like high input life and a good balance of work and play. I have a lot of ideas that I want to put into the world and a lot of things that I want to do in life, and I cannot do that if my life is unstable. Not if it's just like purely unstable, I can handle that, but if my headspace isn't stable, if I'm not getting enough rest and enough nutrition and not like that type of stuff, like bare necessities, it won't work. Um, with art, I want to incorporate cards into my art style more. I see so much art from sports cards. I feel so much art from it. I want to like show that. I want to be able to express that. Um, I want to practice my creativity in terms of like doing drills. Like you know, like how it is. Like there's like, oh, I want to do like brain. How people are. It's like games for old people. It's like, oh, you want to train your brain. You do Sudoku or something. It's like that. I could either just do those like crosswords, whatever, or something I've been doing. I will continue to do is like, okay, you have 5 minutes. Think of every animal you can. That type of stuff. Or a game that I used to do in like sixth grade that I've been doing again. Um, and it is fun. It's not like work. I just like some. I do like the working at it, the process. Um, I want to do it where it's like, okay, here's this environment and how this feels. Like I imagine a situation or it's a memory, and then I remember a completely irrelevant memory, and then I try and like link the two. So then I'll be like, what? How, I want to get to a point where I can remind myself of both through things that remind me of each other, if that makes sense. I wish I had a drawing of this, but basically it'll be like, okay, I remember tennis in fourth grade, and I remember Fortnite in eighth grade. Okay, how do I link those two? Well, Fortnite in eighth grade reminded me of this, which reminds me of this, which reminds me of this, which reminds me of this. Oh, okay, and that reminds me of fourth grade tennis. It's hard to explain, but yeah. What else? This is a couple more. I want to travel more while I'm making art. I saw David Cho does this a lot. I want to role playing, like play more when I'm making my art. I think that's just another branch of creativity that I haven't done a lot with yet. More on that later, like as I show it. Um, Drawings with premeditation and preparation. Yeah, I want to come out with drawings where I'm thinking like, what do I want to say? What are some things that I like? My impulsive creativity has always been great, but my like thought out creativity, like, think about ideas and going like, is blank. It's awful. So I want to think about it, like trying to incorporate that more. Let me think. My pacing has gotten a lot better. It's so much like looser, and I love that. I want to get better at posting online. Um, I want to be able to mesh making art and then also being business-like and promoting it. I want to make. I kind of have a bit of an online presence, but also being in the moment in real life. It's hard, but I'm gonna try and feel it out. And I'll probably make art about it, hopefully. This is a huge one, huge one. I want to. I want to work in the time, and I want to work on the ability to take in the full discographies and like portfolios of other artists. It's something that's just bugged me forever to like when I'm making art to be like, well, I'm never going to take in the artist that I like fully. Why would I expect anybody to do the same for me? And I realize like I want to do that for other people. I want to look at every unreleased song that Kanye has, every music video that he has, every whatever that he has. I want to go through it. I want to listen to, even if you just get through the release shit, even if you just get through like 10 albums by Lil Wayne, you know what I mean? And then like a little bit of his mixtapes and stuff. Like that's more than most people, and you'll get a gist of like who he is, what he's trying to say. Because I feel like a lot of the times you hear the big songs and you just hear some hooks and melodies that a lot of the times the person didn't write. But hearing A to Z, like start to finish, you actually understand them as a person, and I want more of that. And I think that creates more influence, and that breeds more appreciation, and it's just that's all. I'm more of like falling in love with art, and I want to do that, and it's cool if it's work for me. I'll do that. Um, yeah, like I just want to, and whether it's like, because that is, I guess, I didn't write this down, but like trying to figure out different mediums of art and how to combine those, and also how to consume it in different mediums, cassettes, vinyls, record, or CDs, I mean, um, all that stuff. I just, when I watch a movie, I want to understand it. Um, when I listen to music, I want to like be like, okay, Childish Gambino, I've like this is the message of the overall album. And rarely in music do you get that. Do you get that experience of people hearing it in context to an album? And I honestly do really appreciate. I never thought I was, but I think I'm the type of person that appreciates music more when I get the context of the album that's in, because then you get the bigger themes like okay, I'm scared of dying. Okay, these noises um, like occur multiple times. Okay, I'm talking about love, stuff like that. It's a fairness thing, and I think it would like help me see my art from a different perspective, as though I was going to intake it all. Um, yeah, I've kind of taken a break. I haven't drawn um, since I think the start of December because I just wanted to wait. Or it's been like 2 weeks. Let's be real. In like 2 weeks, just because I've wanted to um, like take a break and like make this video. But now it's just kind of like okay, I'm about to go on vacation tomorrow. Merry Christmas to you guys. I'm about to go on vacation or whatever holiday you celebrate. It's cool. And like this is going to be a good time to like start that new thing, this new like stage, or take a break for another week or 2 months, whatever. But like I just want to get this out of the way so it's not like lingering. I don't really care if it's low effort. Low effort. I would care if it was something I really wanted, but it's not. It's just not. I just want to do it. Um, I've done so much, and some of my art is going to be like good for me for years. I just want to be able to say a lot more, and I think I'm learning the like how to. Um, but yeah, I'm very proud. Um, mentioning the 14 notebooks, mentioning the 600 pages of writing, is not supposed to be a good or bad thing. It's just an is thing, and I want to cut that down to maybe like, okay, I made 3 notebooks, even 7. I mean, come on. Where it's just like, wow, that's really creative. Where I talk about like, where I'm able to talk about slavery and then make a connection to how that results in like I don't know, some connection to like basketball, and then some connection to stand-up comedy, and then some connection to the AirPod, the shape of AirPods. That's genius shit, and I know that I have that inside me without like doing all that try hard shit. Just like I can do it. Yeah, just cause like, and then just the last thing I'll say is just sometimes like when I don't know how to express what I'm saying, it's just I don't get the emotion into it, and I can tell it doesn't garner the same emotion out, and I just look at certain drawings, and I'm like, this could win a Nobel Peace Prize, and I wouldn't fucking care because it's not mine. Like it's not. This isn't like that's CJ. Like, oh, that reminds me of CJ. That's cool as fuck. So, yeah, like I joined the library. I just want to get more like environmental about. Wow, I'm voice cracking so much. That makes me so fucking pissed. Um, yeah, I just want to figure out like, okay, let me combine the streaming, and then I'll combine like clothes, and I'll combine my real life shit into this. Like, okay, I work here now. What do I do, dude? Fucking god. So yeah, if I think of anything else, I'll probably post it as a part two. That's off the top of my head. Um, this is a pretty good finale to my off the top of my head art style because you're gonna see it and you're gonna get some really good gems that I didn't plan out, but then you're also gonna see some holes in that I should have planned out. It's from the art. So, um, yeah. Thank you for your time. I want to make my art clean and organized, like my portfolio. So if somebody wanted to, they could just go and like look at all my art and in like one sitting, in like not one sitting, but in one place, and like get it, and consume it all if they want to. Um, for the most part, yeah. The big thing is just intention and input and mm, and fun. I want it to be fun. I want it to be me. If I stop doing it, that's cool. If I move on to other things, that's cool. I do a lot of cool shit, and I want to incorporate it all and be like, this is what I do. Oh, here's me doing this. Here's me doing this, because it is all an expression of what I'm capable of, and I want to do something that's great and impactful and makes me feel good and blissful. And I just had an intimate physical experience, so I'm kind of light, or not lightheaded, but like clear-headed. So, um, let me know if there's anything else that needs to be clarified. Yeah, going to Arizona tomorrow. This is lame. I feel like dying. I feel like my art isn't worth anything. One more thing. I do really want to put an emphasis on making art for myself and not for other people. And I want to maintain the fact that um, my life is worth something even if nobody can see it. So, outside of what I show, the video games I play, the all that shit is still like worth something. I want to maintain that sense. I'll figure it out.